Hi everybody, I'm Bill Dusty, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Protocol Kaptur GPS stabilized camera drone. Stay tuned for that. Okay, first off guys, we're going to take a look at the box that the Kaptur comes in, and we'll see some of the features that it comes with, and then I'll just show you the drone and all of its accessories all together. This is not going to be an unboxing. I've already taken the quadcopter out of the box. I've done a test flight with it. So this is basically going to be a review of what I experienced with the Kaptur. Okay, and on the box here, we can see that this features GPS, return to home, hold and hover, geofencing, and a low battery return. It does have Wi-Fi capability, which means you can use your phone to FPV fly, and it's got live streaming video, HD photos. I guess that's relative. The camera on this does 720p video, so I'm not imagining that the camera is all that great as far as quality goes. Certainly not professional level. Auto launch, auto land. It comes with 2 speeds, and it comes with the controller and a set of VR goggles. So you got that there. And then we'll just spin this around. And then on the back here, it just shows, it goes over in more detail what the bottom of the front said. You've got your GPS features. And then over here, it tells you what comes in the box here. Let's slide this over a little bit. You've got live streaming video. The camera resolution 720p HD. It comes with a 4 GB memory card that you could slide into the card holder there. I'll show you that. The adjustable VR headset. You can control the video and photo via the app that you download. Auto launch on land. And let's see, 2 selectable speeds, crash resistant materials, and the measurements here, it's 12.75 inches in length. Okay, and basically what that is they're measuring, and I'll bring this down. Okay, here's the drone itself, and what they're measuring is prop to prop. Okay, and that is the 12.75. Okay, now if you were measuring this way, you know, the actual structure of the drone itself, it's more like 8 inches. Okay, I got 8 inches right there. And it's basically 8 inches square or thereabouts. So it's a pretty square drone. And with that, since I'm showing it here, let's go ahead and take a look at the drone. It looks pretty sleek, pretty futuristic. It's got a nice little chassis to it, and it's all plastic. Okay, it's got some thin plastic on top here. It looks like it's glued on here. Okay, so that's the top. This light comes on when it's powered up, and there's lights here as well on these motors here. And we'll look at the side here. These are landing gear are permanent. They're just right. They're installed right there. On the front here is your camera, your 720p camera. This is a manually adjusted camera. You can't adjust it on your thing, so you gotta set it to where you want it before you take off, and it is what it is. So that's the front. And then looking on the back here, I do have the battery installed. This is the battery right here. Let me take it out. And here's the battery. It is a 7.4 volt, 700 megaamp hour battery. Okay, proprietary. This light right here also tells you, turns green when you get a GPS lock. That's how you determine when you get a GPS lock. And then you charge this up. I think it took me about an hour, 90 minutes, something like that, to charge it up. Not too long though. Good charging time. And you slide it in until it snaps in place, just like that. Your SD card is right here. Okay, they give you that 4 gigabyte card. You just slide it in with the prongs facing up. Alright, slide it in like that, and that's that. And then on the bottom, bottom's pretty plain. There's a hole in here, and it has initials in there. AR. I'm not sure what that means, guys, to be honest with you, but I thought at first there might be a sensor in there, you know, for hovering, but I'm not sure if that's the case. They feature hold and hover GPS, but I've hovered this thing without the GPS, so I don't think that has anything to do with it. And that's the drone. Okay, it's actually it feels good with the battery in it, and then if you take the battery out, it's quite light. So like I said, it's got the little glue around here. Just not really any screws. There's a couple of screws here on the back end here, but no screws holding this white part together. Okay, so that's that. Okay, what comes in the box? I kind of did things out of order, but we'll go ahead and take care of that. The battery, of course, comes with it. You have this clip charger, which I'll explain to you how that attaches to the controller. You have this battery charger that comes with it. It's a USB charger. This connects to the battery, and how you do that is you snap this on like that. Oop, wrong end there. Snap that on like that, and then you slide it right in, and that's how you charge. Okay, and then when you're done charging, you pull it out and take it off. So that's that. And you get your 50% off spare part thing. It looks like all Protocol models do that. And then in here, this is the same thing that came with my little mini drone that I got. Don't return the drone to the store, or go to their website. And in this bag, you have your spare props. You have your card holder. This is for your mini SD card holder. You put that in, and then you can slide it into your computer. Looks like a little Allen wrench screwdriver, and you got prop guards in here, which I did not install. And it looks like, let me open this up here. I think you get a cleaning pad. Yeah, you get a cleaning pad in there too. And these pads here, these pads I believe are for the VR goggles inside and placing your phone in. They're like adjusters or fitters, so your phone fits in snugly into the VR goggles. I believe that's what those are. Okay, that down here off to the side. Here is the VR goggles. Okay, they're fairly straightforward. This pulls out, your phone goes in here. Okay, goes in just like that, and that's where I think the pads go, here and maybe here on top of that, and that's how you do that. I've heard I've watched a couple other videos, and I've heard that this is kind of cheap and it's broke on a couple of people, but it you know, I mean, you get what you pay for, and it comes with the drone, so there's that. Okay, so there's these, just your average pair of VR goggles. I have a pair of my own, so I don't really need these, so even if I did break it, no biggie, because I got another set. So there's that. And then finally we have the controller, which it's actually a pretty nice controller. It's pretty solid. Okay, right on the back here, it takes 4 AA batteries. There is a screw on here, however it also has this clip right here. I put the screw back in, but you really don't have to. It clips on pretty solid there that way. Okay, so that's good right there. And then up top here, I'm going to show you all the buttons first. The buttons on top, you got photo, video, return home, and takeoff and landing. Auto takeoff and landing, same button there. And on the front here, you have your two joysticks, standard and the power button. You just press it and it comes on. It's flashing because the drone is not on right now. We'll take care of that later. And then also on the back here, this is how you put the phone clip on. You just pull this up. Let me get it. Yeah, you got to press in. Okay, let me do that again. You press in hard and then it slides out like that. Okay. And then here, that slides right into place and you got your phone clip. All right, and it's actually pretty solid in there, so did a good job with that. Okay, I'll take that out for now. This back in, and take this off to the side. And lastly, it comes with an instruction booklet, which is actually pretty good. It's a nice, pretty thorough instruction booklet. Okay, it gives you your parts list, and it gives you your steps. The startup procedure, calibrating your compass, and then how to operate the controls. And it also shows you how to maneuver and all that. So there's this, and oddly enough, this is separate. So I'm thinking maybe there's two different versions of this, or maybe they plan to have two different versions. I don't know, but this is not a part of this. It's just like a add-in. And what it has here is really kind of confusing to me. I've never really seen this before. It says the Wi-Fi range is approximately 130 feet. If you plan to fly out of this range, make sure to hit record from the remote. Now, of course, there is no record on this remote, so I'm assuming they mean the video. Okay, and I did actually try that when I was out in the field, and I'll let you know how that went. And you can get the app too. You download the app from the App Store or Google Play, and I'll show you some screenshots of that. And that's about it. It gives you a little manual for the VR headsets too. Okay, and that's about it for the what comes in the box. And right now I'm gonna spin this little box around, and I'm gonna go over the startup procedure with you. So we'll get this baby started. Okay, so we have our drone. I'm going to go ahead and put the battery in. There's the battery. Now I'm going to start it up and we'll go through the whole process here. You press and hold until the lights come on. Okay, there's your lights. And now we've got the controller right here. There's the controller. And now we're going to bind the controller to the drone. All right, up, down, bound. Okay, now we want to calibrate this. Okay, calibrate the compass. So according to the instructions, you put this in the corner and you press on the return home until it beeps. And now we have this slow moving thing here. The slow moving lights, flashing lights. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin this around until they flash quickly. Okay, they're flashing quickly. Now we're going to face it up and we're going to spin it this way until they go solid. And they're solid. Okay, so now this is ready to go. I'm not going to fly it in here. I do have a video that I recorded of a field flight. But we'll go ahead and start the engines anyway, or the motors, excuse me. Yes, I do start the motors of drones indoors with the propellers on. Sorry about that. Okay, now we'll start the motors here. There's three ways you can start this baby up. One of the ways is the auto takeoff and auto landing, which I'm not going to do in here because I don't want to take it off in the house. If you hit that button, the motors will start and it'll take off. So I don't want to do that. So the other two ways are you can either flip this up, this left controller up, the throttle, you can flip that up and the motors will start and it'll stay in standby. Or you can move each joystick diagonally to the center, which is how a lot of drones start their motors. Either way works, and I'll first demonstrate this way. Okay, so there's the motors running, everything's good, and you can also shut it off that way. Okay, there's that, and then you can do it this way. Just go up and just release it when you go up. Okay, and it's the same thing. And I just reminded myself, you don't want to flip it up again to shut them off, because if you flip it up again, then it's going to take off. All right, so if you want to shut it off, go back to doing that. Okay, don't do that to start it off. Okay. All right, so that's the procedure right there, and I'm going to show you a quick video that I took of some flight procedures. I tried a couple of different things with it, and then through the magic of video recording, we're going to be right back here, and we'll talk over the results of my my flight test, and then we'll wrap up the video. All right, try this. And it just keeps on disconnecting. It disconnects, and I tried that, pressing the record to extend the range. That did not work. Well, it flies nice. Can't say much for the camera, the video, or the GPS for that matter, because I couldn't get any of those to work properly. Not in this flight anyway. Maybe I'll try again another day. Uh-oh. Hey boy. Okay, so that's it for the Protocol Kaptur. Well, you know, you get what you pay for. The camera quality, I mean the photo taking quality is probably quite poor. The video is probably pretty crappy as well. But you know, the flying capabilities of the thing is pretty good. It's pretty responsive. You know, I'm not in love with the short range for the Wi-Fi. I keep on getting a out of Wi-Fi range warning, and I'm only like 100 feet away or so. I don't know what the deal is with that. After 130 feet, you're supposed to be able to tap the record button and extend your range. I tried doing that, and nothing really seemed to work or happen there. Maybe I was doing it wrong. But so we'll see how the camera and the video came out, if at all. And we'll finish this off back at my house. I will give this a good rating for flying ability though. The controller and the drone itself are handling really nice. Okay, so that was that. I gotta tell you, flying that thing around and trying to use the different features on it was a struggle. You know, unfortunately, things did not go the way I hoped they would go. I bought this thing for $99 on Amazon, and if you buy it at Best Buy, I think the current price is $129 or something like that. You know, $129. It was as high as $199, and I think it might have even been higher than that at one time, the price. But in any event, I paid $99 for this, and I can tell you it is not worth $99, unfortunately. I cannot recommend this drone for you to purchase. I wish I could. It actually flies really well. Okay, it does fly well. However, a couple of bad things. First of all, going back to this thing here, the Wi-Fi range, approximately 130 feet. To fly out of this range, make sure you hit record on the remote. Not only did that not work, I also lost the transmission, the record and the camera transmission, after about maybe 60 feet, 80 feet at most. I was constantly losing the Wi-Fi connection, and I don't know what the deal is with that. I flew this out in a field, a remote field, out in the country. You know, were there power lines around? Well, maybe. You know, the street. There was some high tension wires maybe a quarter mile away. But that doesn't fly with me, you know, if you'll pardon the pun. That does not work. I've flown dozens of drones, dozens of times, hundreds of times, or in this area, you know, in other fields. I've flown my Phantoms, my Harpoon H in my backyard. I live in downtown Springfield, okay? And I've had no problem with the Wi-Fi, no problem with GPS lock. Which now brings us to GPS lock. The GPS lock, which I didn't bother showing you indoors here when we did the flight test, I tried multiple times to get a GPS lock out in that field, and I could not get a GPS lock. That would be the green light in the back here. It just was not happening. And again, same thing. I've flown many other drones. I've got my two Phantoms. I got my Typhoon H. No problem with GPS lock. Same field, same circumstances, no problem. This, I just could not get a lock. When I first bought this, I tried to get a GPS lock out in my backyard. It would not go, and I figured, well, you know, a lot of Wi-Fi signals around, maybe, you know, and a lot of interference, so maybe that's the reason I couldn't really get this thing to function properly. But it did the same thing out in the field. I couldn't get a GPS lock or anything on that. And I did take some pictures, and I'll show you a couple of those. And I did take video with this, which you've already seen. Not so good, not so good. So for unfortunately, for as good as this thing looks, and they really packaged it well, and the instruction manual is top notch. I really think they did a great job packaging this thing. I can't recommend this because it doesn't perform well as far as the Wi-Fi and the GPS. I really had a hard time with that. So that's it for this review of the Protocol Kaptur GPS Wi-Fi drone with HD camera. If you like this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video.